This is 7.5, Factoring Polynomials. The last lesson that we covered was factoring polynomials, but it was specifically about the GCF. Now this right here is going to be a very popular lesson for the rest of the year and for future math classes. So take me, I'm telling you right now, make sure you learn how to factor. It's a very, very popular topic. All right, so before we do that, let's remind ourselves how to FOIL. And remember, FOIL actually stands for first, outer, inner, last. Basically, what we're going to do is use the distributive property twice. So we're going to multiply the first ones, the outer ones, the inner ones, and the last ones. And then if you remember, the two middle terms can be added together. So that's how you FOIL, or you multiply a binomial times a binomial. Now what we're going to do today is we want to factor, like what if I started with this? We just started with that, and I wanted to factor it. It's called factoring. I want to find out which two binomials multiply together to give me the trinomial. Now I'm looking at it, I know the answer, okay? But let's pretend that we don't know it. So how do I go about finding this? Well, the first step that we want to do is we want to look at the last digit, positive 6. And we want to find out what are my factors of positive 6. Well, it could be 6 times 1. It could be 2 times 3. And then also, don't forget about your negative. So negative 6 times negative 1 also multiplies together to give you positive 6. And also negative 2 times negative 3 multiplies together to give you positive 6. Don't forget about your negatives as well. So the first step what we want to do is in this process is find factors of last digit, last number I should say, or last term. All right, so that's my first step. Now the second thing I want you to notice is how did we come up with the middle number 5? How did we come up with that? Well, we came up with that because we added these two numbers. These two numbers, we added them. All right, that's what we're trying to find is that middle number is by adding. So the second step is which factor, I should say, which one of those factors adds to equal middle number. So look at our factors. This adds together to give me 7. This adds together to give me 5. This adds together to give me negative 7. This adds together to give me negative 5. I'm trying to find out adds together to give me positive 5. Well, this one right here is my answer. So x plus 2, x plus 3. And obviously, that's what we started with to begin with. So let's try these steps again. Make sure you know what I'm talking about. These two steps. Find the factors of the last number and then which factor adds together to give you the middle number. So let's try another one. So if I give you this, and I'm trying to find out which two binomials multiply together to give me that trinomial. Well, remember what I said. The very first step is we're going to look at the last term and think of all the factors of 56. And let me pause real quick. So if you're not 100% sure, if you're a little weak on some multiplication and you're tempted to grab a calculator or something like that, let me show you something. Just remind yourself of the multiplication tables. So let's look at this one problem real quick. So find two numbers that multiply together give me 42. So if I had a problem like this, you have to look at the multiplication tables and then it says which two numbers multiply together give you 42 on this problem. And so you find these two numbers that go to 42, and so basically you have 6 times 7. Now, I also want to keep in mind that the multiplication table only goes up to 12. So we actually could do 2 times 21 as well, and of course 42 times 1. So just because I'm showing you a 12 by 12, this covers a lot of numbers, but the numbers really could go higher than that as well. So you have to consider all of them. But then it says which one adds together give me 13. Well, 6 and 7 does. So 6 and 7, they multiply together, give me 42. They add together, give me 13. So I just wanted to remind you about the multiplication tables because a lot of times, the numbers that we're trying to find are right within this 12 by 12 grid. So let me go back to the problem we're working on. All right, so 56, again, you can list all the factors, 1 times 56, and then 2 times 28. Again, a lot of these numbers, like 56 is not on there, but the 12 by 12 chart is not on there, but 1 times 56 is on there, and then 2 times 28 is on there as well. And then 4 times 14, and then we have 7 times 8. To be able to do that. And then again, don't forget about the negative. So -1 times -56 is also a possibility. -2 times -28, -4 times -14, and -7 and -8. So these are all the possible numbers that multiply together to give me 56. Now that was the first step. So if you remember, the first step is to find the factors of the last number. And then the second step is only one of them will add together. And again, emphasize on adding, that equals that middle number. So if you go through them and find out which one actually adds together to give me 15, it's 7 and 8. So x plus 7 and x plus 8. The order doesn't make a difference. So if you wanted to write x plus 8 first and then x plus 7, it does not make a difference. Now to check this, I just want to emphasize to check it, if we actually FOIL this, again, this is my answer, x plus 7 plus x plus 8, that is my answer. But if I wanted to check it, I can FOIL that. X times x, x times 8, 7 times x, and 7 times 8. And notice that's exactly what I started with. So my answer is correct, x plus 7 times x plus 8. So let's look at some more. We'll speed it up on the process. Again, we're trying to factor this, and we're trying to find which two binomials multiply together to give me that trinomial. And again, look at this last digit, and then if you need to write this out, what are my factors of 42? So 1 times 42. And you don't have to write this out. If you can just do these in your head, that's fine. We got 2 times 21, 14 times 3, and then 6 times 7. And again, all the negatives as well. You list all the negatives. Now, I'm not going to list all the negatives on this one. Everything is positive on this problem, so there aren't going to be any negatives. So it's only one of these possibilities. And then the second step, after you list all the factors, is try to find which one of those pairs adds together to give me 13, and this one does, x plus 6 and x plus 7. So let's go to the next one. Again, a little speed up. We're trying to try to find the two binomials that multiply together. So this one, we're looking for multiplication. So think of what times what is positive 36. And this one has a lot of possibilities. So you'd have to list a bunch of factors to be able to do that. And again, if you need to pause the video to try it yourself, go ahead and pause it to be able to do that. And then you need to find out which one of those factors. Once you list all those factors, you need to find out which one adds together to give me 13. And again, you can list them all. You got 1 times 36, 2 times 18, 3 times 12, 4 times 9. Oh, there it is right there. So you can start listing them until you get to the one that adds together to give me 13. So x plus 4 and x plus 9. All right, so this one right here, same thing. I'm trying to find two numbers that multiply together. Remember, the last one is when I'm trying to find two numbers that multiply together to give me a positive 28. So again, you got 1 times 28. You got 2 times 14. You have 4 times 7. And then you have all the negative. -1 times -28, -2 times -14, and -4 times -7. Now, only one of them will add, look at the middle term, only one of those adds together to give me -11, and it's this guy right here, -4 and -7. And again, the order does not make a difference. And remember, how do I check this? Remember, if I FOILed this, x times x, x times -7, -4 times x, and -4 times -7. And the two middle terms add together to give -11. And notice that is the exact same answer. So my answer to the problem was that. This is just check work right there. Again, some of you guys are going to pick up on this lesson really quick, depending on your multiplication skills, and depending on how fast you can do these in your head, or if you need to write all the factors out, or so it all depends on your previous skills to be able to do this thing. All right, so you're going to think of all the factors that multiply together, giving negative 14. And again, so that's negative 1 times 14. It's also positive 1 times negative 14. And you got 2 times negative 7 and negative 2 times 7. Those are the only possibilities that multiply together, giving negative 14. And then you find out which one of those adds together, giving negative 5. And it's this guy right here. So positive 2 and negative 7. Notice, don't make the mistake of writing negative 2 and positive 7. You have to make sure you put the correct signs as well to be able to do that. And again, you can check it by foiling, using the distributive property. All right, 2 last problems. All right, so here we're looking for 2 numbers that multiply together to give me my last digit. Again, if you need to list them out, list them out. So negative 1 times 16 and 1 times negative 16. 2 times negative 8, negative 2 times 8. And then we got 4 times negative 4 to be able to get to 16 as well. And only one of those will add together to give me my middle number, which is positive 6, and it's this guy right here. So negative 2 plus 8. Now, let's look at this next one. Because this next one, some people will get confused because now it has 2 variables in it. Well, notice, if you notice, a lot of times I'll start writing x times x because I know it has to be x times x to give me x squared. All right, and then I also notice the last term has y squared, so I know this will also have y times y. Now, pay attention to also, you still follow, with the numbers, you still follow the same routine. So, which 2 numbers multiply together to give me positive 24, and so that could be 1 times 24. It could also be 2 times 12. It could be 3 times 8. It could be 4 times 6, and there it is. We're trying to find 2 numbers that add together to give me positive 10. So x plus 4 and x plus 6. So again, you can check that. So x plus 4y, x plus 6y would be your final answer. You can check it by using the distributive property, also called FOIL, to be able to do that. And that is factoring by factoring polynomials and simplifying, checking your answers by using the distributive property as well.